Hey, I'm Mike Avila with SYFY WIRE, and I'm joined now by best-selling comics writer Scott Snyder. Thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Dark Knight's Metal has been a real focal point of DC's work here at the con. Obviously, your baby, and you're working with a pretty stellar lineup of art talent on this book. So, tell us the gist of it. Batman is going to be facing almost like the nightmare versions of himself.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. So I'm really excited about it. It's called, Dark Knight's Metal. It's our big summer event, and we wanted to do something really different with this one. The basic idea is pretty simple. It's basically that the Justice League discovers that there's a dark multiverse beneath the universe they know. So Batman has accidentally sort of opened a doorway to this place, and the first wave of attack that comes through are these 7 versions of himself that are his worst nightmares about what he could become. So they're almost like these 7 evil Dark Knights. One of them, my favorite, is the one that leads them, who we haven't quite revealed yet, called the Batman Who Laughs, who obviously has some connection to the Joker.
What I find interesting, and what I think a lot of fans love about your work with the characters, that you found a way to really take them outside of the core Gotham City universe, world that he usually lives in. It's kind of tough to keep finding new ways to do it, but you keep finding a way to do it.
I think he's the most adaptable character there is. Grant Morrison, I remember telling me that when I was starting. He was like, don't forget how adaptable he is. It's one of his best qualities. And Batman today, he's not just about sort of Gotham City. He's become so much larger than that culturally. He's become so much larger than that in terms of sort of how his fan base is just global, and the popularity of sort of all of geek culture having spiraled and ballooned out over the last few years with things like this, like Comic-Con. He means more, and he's bigger. And so that became sort of the impetus for exploring new ways of telling stories about him that would almost remove him from his comfort zone. So I've loved doing that, and while still keeping him sort of, Batman, who's always like, his favorite thing to say is, I'm Batman, and he always wins, and he's, the core stuff is always there.
Tell me about getting some of the pages from the artists that you're working with on this, and you're seeing them and you're like, holy crap.
Oh my God. I'll show them to you under the table after this, but Greg Capullo has been my partner in crime a long time. He did our whole Batman run together, and the art team on the book, FCO, and Jonathan Glapian have been integral to that. But we're like brothers at this point. When we first started together, we didn't quite get along. If you've never seen him, he looks like, a big sort of biker WWE dude. He's super tough and awesome, and he's just like, and I'm more like the hand-wringing, nervous, like, and at first when we met each other, it was sort of like, he was like, I want you to write really short scripts so I can get all the art I want. I was like, well, I want you to let me write really long scripts because I need to get the story. And what happened was, when I started to see the work he turned in back then, we just got along like gangbusters because he's so passionate about it, and he's so good at sort of the expressive qualities of a story where he just brings all the emotions and the sort of big epic storytelling to the fore. And with this just unleashes him, because Batman, for both of us, we did it for 5+ years, and we took Batman to all corners of Gotham and all over the place and did as much crazy stuff as we could with him. But this allows for Swamp Thing and Superman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and going to Atlantis and Oa and just all over the DCU. So he gets to draw everything with that same crazy energy that he has.
Awesome, Ben. Scott, thanks for talking with us. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.